Hello guys, and welcome to another How to Crucible with your boy, Absolute Quality. So let's get right into today's video. So today, we're going to be looking at the Mida Mini Tool. I've wanted to do this one for a very long time, but I just keep pushing it off because it's a submachine gun and I have very small hopes. Very small hopes for any submachine gun to do well at all in any of the categories, energy, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going right into this. It's a submachine gun, obviously. It's an energy weapon, so it's going to sit in your energy weapon slot, so you can run it with the Mida. We'll talk about that later. But you can also get it from Devrim K. That's where you get it from. You get it from Earth after finishing the quests on Earth, I do believe. Not the side missions, but the quests, just like the blue ones. So, for my opinion, it was very inconsistent. And by inconsistent, I mean I would do really well. So, by really well, I mean I have the paper right here. I went like 26 and 7, so that's a 3.7 KD, right? So, I do really well. And then there's times where I go 3 and 7 with a 0.43 KD. It just seemed like the weapon was very touchy, and it was also quite a quick weapon, I would say. It was quick. It made you aim quick, go quick. I mean, it was just a fast weapon, right? And I think I was ready for it. I just sometimes I would get kills very easily, and I would melt people, but then sometimes it'd be an absolute struggle. Like, I just don't know what was happening. Obviously, you have to get close with submachine guns, and I was doing so, but in doing so, I would always get destroyed by some other player who had a much better weapon. I would say. The headshots did a lot of damage, in my opinion. They melted. If you hit headshots only, close range, you melted the guy right in front of you. Like, it was easy, very easy to just destroy him. But it felt like the body shots were kind of lackluster. They just didn't really do a whole lot of damage. I don't know. I mean, I played the entire 15 matches with this, and it was a roller coaster. I mean, there were games like the 3 KD, and then there were games that were under a 1, and I was just having a really rough time with it. I ended up with a 1.5 KD, so okay, geez, getting texts. But yeah, it was just lackluster. So for me, my opinion is I'm not gonna use this. I don't like it. I really don't. It just wasn't the type of weapon that I needed in fighting other enemies. It just wasn't putting out enough power, damage, whatever you want to call it. Just wasn't putting out enough to kill off the enemies that I was facing. So for playstyle, I would obviously use the aggressive playstyle. I wouldn't use anything else. You have to get close to enemies to kill anyone with this submachine gun. Long range is a definite no for this one, so you're definitely going to have to get close. You're going to have to push. You're going to have to attack things that you may not think are good attacks, but you're going to have to try. Because if you want to use this weapon, yeah, you're going to have to push. You're going to have to push hard. For perks, they're bad. There's like 3. And one of the perk gives you more speed, which is already fast. Like, when you're running around with this gun and you have like a fast hunter build, say you have a fast hunter build, like one I'm trying to create right now. If you're in a fast hunter build and you put on the Mida Mini Tool, you could probably sprint across the map in 5 seconds. And then put on the Mida, like the actual Mida in your primary slot, you're literally gonna just sprint across the map in like the Flash. The Flash. You just be across the map like of the Flash. It's absolutely nuts. I honestly don't. I mean, I do like moving quite quickly with weapons like that, but that weapon specifically, not really. No, I really don't want to run around with that weapon. It's not the greatest thing that I want to be around with. But if you put the Mida on, it does go really fast. But other than that, that's it. That's the only perk it has. The other ones are just placeholder perks that say they do something, but I doubt they do, and that is a sad move. Destiny, what the hell? You gave the Mida the greatest potential to be in Destiny 2, as it was in Destiny 1, and then you throw in this little guy, underneath the Mida tool, and he's trash. So what's wrong? Come on, Destiny, get with the program. I thought the Midas were supposed to be good. This one's not. It's not. So I give it a 4 in perks because it literally only has 1 perk and it's not even helpful. Long range? Yeah, no. Don't ever use this weapon at long range. Maybe if you want to like give the enemy a light show or something, you know, shoot at them and just give them a little light show with little lights flying past them, because there's no damage whatsoever you're going to be doing anywhere past like 15 meters, and it's absolutely god awful at long range. So it's going to go ahead and get a 1 because there is nothing it's doing to hit anyone at long range. For short range, like I said before, it's good and then it's bad. So sometimes I do really, really well, and then sometimes I just get pooped on the whole game. There were times where I would get up really close and just murder people, right? I would just destroy people with the weapon, and it would do quite well against a lot of other types of weapons. One game I was killing people with the Uriel's Gift, like up close. Like, it was just murdering people up close and doing work. But then there were other games where I would do the same exact thing, and it just was not working. I would get destroyed, and I would just get randomly punched. I just get punched all the time when I'm up close like that, and it's sad, but I do get punched a lot. But I was just, you know, losing gunfights that before I was winning. And I don't think it's necessarily having to do with the players, because I was accidentally put in lobbies with the same players, and one game I would do good, and then another game I would do bad. So for short range, I'm gonna give it a 6 because it did do work up close. If it was like its time, I guess. But other than that, it was, you know, it wasn't the greatest, obviously. So a 6, I think, is pretty good. A pretty good rating for it, just because it's kind of good, but it's also not good at the same time. So a 6. Now we're going to move on to effectiveness. So for our math and our equations, so for kills, we had 201 kills. And for our deaths, we had 132 deaths. And for our total, we had 333 if you add up kills and deaths. So put up the equation. Now for the equation, we can put in 201 for the K for the kills, and we can put in 333 for the T for the total. And that calculation comes out to be a 6. Moving on to overall rating, a little bit of more math and a little bit more equations. Go ahead and put that equation up. So we're going to put all our numbers that we have on the bottom of the screen. We're going to put those into that equation right there and divide them by 4. And that is going to come out to be a 4.3. So our total for this weapon, if you add up all the numbers, is going to be a 21.3. So a very, very small ranking. If you've been seeing these videos, you know that this is not good. If it's not past a 25, we have a little bit of a problem. But anyways, let's move on to the ranking system. If you don't know, the ranking system, I take the total number for this weapon, the 21.3, and I rank it against all the submachine guns I've done, so all their total scores. And then I rank it against all the other weapons that I've done, autos, pulses, all those other weapons, and then I rank it against their total numbers. And then that is going to give me a ranking list, so a big old ranking system. So that's what we're going to be doing. So for the submachine guns, it's going to be sitting in the 5th place spot. A lot of the submachine guns, actually, that I've noticed are on the kind of the bottom of the list. Like, all of them are, really. I think 1 is kind of high. A Hero's Burden is. That's at number 1. But everything else is quite low on the submachine gun spectrum. So I'm hoping that when I do weapons like Atlanta D and then Antiope D, that they do kind of bring in some extra oomph for these, because they are poop. And then we're moving on to all of Destiny now. So this weapon, again with a very low score, is going to be sitting in the 40th spot in all of Destiny. It's going to be in and around its peers, which is the submachine guns, who do not have a good chance at getting towards the top of the list, apparently. So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.
The same. that you can.